Today I'm going to make a restraining bolt so that my droid doesn't wander off on me. For this build, I used craft foam, floor mat foam, super glue, tape, magnets, paint, silver rub and buff, sanding implements, safety gear, scissors, razor pens, and a box cutter. First I grabbed a piece of scrap foam left over from building the droid and traced a circle onto it. Then I grabbed a roll of tape and took out the spool. I unraveled the tape. Then I traced the spool core onto the foam within the larger circle. Then I cut out the circle. Because I'm using scissors, the edge is pretty rough, so I sanded it smooth on the belt sander, and when it was nice and smooth all the way around, I trimmed the top edge to make it bevel. And again, I had to sand that on the belt sander. Alright, now for the fun part, making it stick to the droid. In order to get it to adhere to the robot, I have to hide a magnet inside. So I drilled out a hole using a leather hole punch, new favorite tool. Well, not new, it's just before this I was using a part of a broken pen and it dug into my hand as well. Although I'm using extremely strong magnets for this, they'll stick better the closer they are to one another. So I sanded the texture pattern off of the back of the bolt, then I covered the top of the hole with larger hole punch offcuts, which were originally unused R2-D2 leg greeblies from the previous build. I superglued one on top of the other to create the concentric rings look, and then superglued those on top of the hole. Then I superglued the tape spool to the bolt, creating more concentric rings. After that, I just did that reed so robotically. That's like a stock after that. After that, there we go. That's a bit more like a human. My cover remains secure. I turned it over and put in the magnet. Then I covered it with a circular piece of cardstock. I don't even know what build that's from. It was just in my offcuts collection. And secured it with super glue. When the super glue dried, I painted the whole thing black. This actually took several layers to get complete coverage, but even so, it was able to dry in under a day. Thanks, global warming! While it was drying, I put another magnet inside the droid. It's very difficult to carve out that cavity without going through the edge of the exterior. Of course, you won't have to do this if you built your droid out of metal. Pro tip for the Astromech Builders Club. I made sure to orient it so that it wouldn't repel the other magnet. It's very important. Opposites attract. In between coats, I was able to utilize the magnet to keep the wet paint from touching the drying stand. That's not necessary, I just found it kind of cool with this particular build. Doesn't always work out that way. Usually I have to paint over the parts where the prop contacts the drying stand. Just found it handy. When it was fully dry, I used a dab of rub and buff metallic finish and finger painted the whole thing silver. This painting method won't be able to get into all the crevices. However, this will result in a worn, grease-covered machine look, perfect for the Star Wars universe. When it was finished, I attached it to my droid, thus enslaving it and taking the first step on the very short road to the inevitable robot uprising and destruction of humanity. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. See you later. Kidding. We've got at least another 5 years. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Just want to do a quick one-day build just to cleanse the palette after the weeks-long project that was the R2 build. If you haven't seen that yet, there'll be a link up on your screen and down below. And if you want to see more large builds like that, then you can head on over to the Patreon page and join these fine people who were instrumental in making that happen. Happy crafting. See you later.